He has said, even like in his retirement kind of show, you know, he wanted to put a spotlight on the next and upcoming and the brightest of the current, you know. And it does make sense that, you know, following that, we kind of do get a tournament, I guess, that's supposed to be essentially, you know, keeping with that idea. The special thing, it seems like, about this tournament, though, that Cena mentioned, is that the results and winners of this will be fan voted. So win or loss won't seem to matter. It will be a straight kind of popularity contest, which wrestling essentially is at the end of the day. But I think now, kind of putting it into a direct fan vote, it's kind of hard to really say what will happen kind of moving forward. I don't think it's really good for a long-term health of WWE in terms of trying to tell stories and having a larger narrative at play that can, you know, lead to builds and feuds and things like that. I think when you kind of have it as a simply voting games contest, and then you kind of have exhibition matches, you know, that kind of follow that, we're gonna kind of lose a lot of the soap opera-ness and you know, segments that you would probably need to really garner sympathy, support, and reasoning for us to care about what we're watching. I think simply having kind of two wrestlers kind of go at it, and then, you know, there being a fan vote at the end of the week, kind of really does reduce the whole medium to like a reality show, you know what I mean? Which it kind of is in a way, but like it's still a scripted product. So, you know, I think it is kind of above, you know, an America's Got Talent or some sort of talent search show, with having some of the best and most renowned talent cropped from, you know, from wrestling. So it's I just don't think a fan vote tournament is really the way moving forward for progression and you know, inundating us with new superstars, for example, because what he proposed here was having NXT superstars going up against main roster stars as well, which I think in terms of having a showcase match is completely fine. But when now essentially our third brand, or NXT, is becoming part of this popularity vote, we no longer are not really making that distinction between any sort of big leagues, you know, some NXT developmental, where, you know, depending on like if anyone's really popular, they can just get shot up immediately depending on their look and everything, if they gravitate with the audience immediately. I think what that leads though to is you're gonna have a lot of green and underdeveloped people who might be extremely entertaining, but then when it comes down to having a lot of really compelling matches and great, you know, moments, they might not be able to deliver because they were, you know, voted in by fan interest, which is always something that can be seen as a trend a lot of the times, especially with how fickle the fan base can be when, you know, champion reigns are, you know, a little bit too long for them.